Hi, and welcome to another Magical Musings. I'm Devana, the founder of Witches Tea Flint, and I wanted to talk to you today about the magic of nature and how the universe is always listening to our every thought and feeling the feels that we feel right along with us. We had our Samhain Witch Walk over the weekend, and it was a beautiful experience, seeing nature just as it is about to go to sleep for the season, but seeing different parts of it that have now been exposed because so much of nature has been put to rest for the next few months. The autumn olives were ripe and ready for picking. The bittersweet was now visible where it wasn't a few months ago for our Mabon Witch Walk, and the Chickasaw plums just dared us to try one. The Oregon crab apples were falling away, the paradise apples were bursting with color, flowers that were once dancing in the wind are now bursting with soft and fuzzy little seeds ready to implant in these crazy new places. It was bittersweet, which tugged at my heartstrings as we stumbled on the bittersweet that tasted a lot like a Sour Patch Kid. Nature's a beautiful thing. As we rambled by a little patch of red and green, I told the story of just how nature responds to us in the most remarkable ways. And I'd like to tell you that same story now. I started making mojo bags and candles for friends back in late 2014. I had ordered herbs and flowers and whatnot from various sources. Now, I know a lot about herbs, and I can identify most plants out there. There's still plants that will still stump me just a little bit. There's always going to be herbs and plants that are fairly foreign or might look like one thing or another, so it's a common thing to happen. And some of the more hoodoo and folk magic elements that we talk about, I know what they look like dried and packaged, but seeing them in the wild is relatively unidentifiable. Things take time, and some of these things can be easily mistaken for something else. Fast forward to 2015, I had been selling at these little psychic fairs and started to run out of five-finger grass, also known as cinquefoil. Five-finger grass is an amazing little plant. Some call it potentia, and when it grows, it has these toothy leaves that grow in usually 5-leaf combos. But a lot of the time, you're only going to see the first 3. I want to preface that because I hadn't been able to see the other 2 bottom leaves, which caused a little bit of confusion. You know, the whole leaves of 3, let it be. Well, I saw this thing growing in my porch planter in my backyard, and I was just a little bit freaked out. It looked like strawberry leaves, but I knew that there was no strawberry planted in this porch planter on my back deck. Five-finger grass is great. It's an all-purpose magical herb that represents money, power, luck, love, health, and wisdom. So here I am on my back deck. I'm just musing, whining, complaining, grumbling. You get the idea of how I was running out of five-finger grass. And it's not cheap when you try to buy it through herb sellers. We're talking probably maybe $7 for a half ounce, which is kind of disappointing when you really need it and you need more than just 1 ounce quantities. Most of the time when I'm needing five-finger grass, I need more than just an ounce. I'm guessing I complained enough, not just in my head, but out loud, that the universe listened, and magically it started growing in the porch planter on my back deck. I'd walked Kelly Lake enough and I guess whined enough aloud while walking the trails, and there's a patch that has started growing from the trail where I sit to do drumming sometimes, all the way to where it rounds the bend. I'm not kidding. I would love to have you walk this trail sometime and be able to see it. If you are ever in Kelly Lake, all you have to do is go into the park, and instead of going towards the bridge on the left, hang a right, go all the way past a scotch pine where you start seeing the trail bend over to the left, and you'll see this little patch. It's kind of hilarious. Hopefully you have just as much of a chuckle as I did. And it's okay if you have that chuckle at my expense. Right now, the cinquefoil over there is a lovely shade of green with some gorgeous deep red. It is very pretty to see. The musing of all of this is that the universe listens to us more than we know. Robert Matheson once said, "That which you think becomes your world." And this is proof. It's an odd thing to find myself lamenting over, but the universe listened and delivered in multiple ways, trying to get my attention. You think it, you need it, you want it. The universe is going to work for you to get what you need wherever possible. Sometimes the answer is not yet, because we are fickle humans and we can't always make up our mind a majority of the time. And then sometimes the universe delivers dump trucks of whatever we asked for. It's just delivered in a way that we maybe didn't recognize. Watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words. They become actions. Your actions, they become your habits. Your habits become your values become your destiny. So what are you destined for? Thank you for joining me on this Magical Musings. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're so inclined, maybe light a candle after listening to this and put all the energy you can into keeping the universe magical in all ways. Let that light in and drive out all the darkness. On the next Magical Musings, we're going to talk about Diwali with Lakshmi and Ganesh. Have a great week. Be safe, stay healthy, make good choices, and be kind to one another. We'll talk to you again soon.